Hey everybody, welcome. It's September 24th, another Wednesday. So that means another Water Cooler Wednesday, new case studies, some older case studies that make a lot of sense, and just general good information. I'm hearing a little feedback. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Um, Dwayne, how's it going?
Morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Got some new merch as we were
See
talking
that?
about there. Got my new
Love it.
style, and I also little custom embroidery there, Real Estate Without Renters brand. Uh, so you'll be seeing a lot more of those.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, let's see what we got going on today. A lot of stuff going on the last couple of weeks, just working on deals and just encountering quite a number of deals that just have mistakes with them. And that's a part of this business. This is an imperfect industry, especially when we're dealing with notes that are seller financed, not bank originated, but these are loans that real estate investors or private individuals selling their own properties create. And anytime you have something like that, there's going to be some kind of mistakes that are made on the notes. And that doesn't make them bad notes. It just makes notes that have some mistakes. So they either need to be corrected or you deal with them or you pass. So it depends on the magnitude of what that mistake might be. And the way I've always looked at these is that you have to kind of put yourself in the position where you visualize yourself going, okay, if I were to buy this note and something were to happen down the road, worst case scenario, and I've got to take some kind of legal action. Maybe it's a foreclosure, maybe somebody passes away, maybe somebody declares bankruptcy, whatever it is, you have to get involved with some kind of legal aspect and put yourself in the position of what would a judge say? What would a judge do? What would they see proof of? What would the opposing attorney look at? And to me, that kind of helps me go, is this a big deal or not? Is this something I can live with or not? So for example, if a note is missing well, just say a note is missing in the chain of ownership, if a note is bought and sold and we're missing in a launch of a note, something like that. Is there a lost note affidavit? And if there is, it's kind of like, you know what? I think I'm okay because if I do have to take legal action on that, I do show that the mortgage was transferred properly. Everything else is in the chain. So I think it's pretty logical to say, okay, that one's missing, but somebody attested to the fact that it did exist. It just got lost. So that's an imperfection, but it's not that big of a deal. But there are other mistakes that we've talked about on here that are difficult to overcome. But I have a tendency to work with these sellers to improve the note because they end up coming back to me. And usually when they're more damaged like that, you get better prices on them. So that's what we're looking at. So I've got one here for you, Dwayne, that you haven't seen either. It's a note, that I'm working through, and let me share my screen here with everybody. And it definitely has a lot of promise. So it's a note up in West Virginia, and it's a long-term note. The payer, as you can see, pays pretty good. The collateral value seems to be pretty solid, and the terms look decent. Yeah, they're selling it at a discount. So once again, we always look at what's the investment they're asking for. In this case, 72.5. Property's worth about 140. Okay. So we're safe there. We're in it for 50 something percent. We're getting it at a discount. We're paying 72 when the balance is 81. So that's going to bump our yield up here somewhere to around, I think on this one, 10 plus percent. And there's still 240 months of payments left on this, which opens up other opportunities for partials and those sorts of things as well. So there's enough on this as you're going through where you're like, okay, numbers make sense. Let's take a deeper dive into this. And of course, as you know, I go right to public records here, and everything looks good there. Um, Typical assessor information. assessor information is normally about the subject property. So you pick up your parcel ID and you pick up this one's 2.64 acres along with it. They've got the appraised value, cost value, and again, that has nothing to do with fair market value in most areas. In some areas, they do try to use fair market and use a tax assessment, by the way, but they don't do fair market valuations every single year. You know, because what happens is if a county's going to, especially a smaller county, they can't afford to go out and do basically appraisals for fair market value every single year on property. That costs a lot more money and they'd have to raise more taxes to, you know, to do that. So it doesn't make sense to do that. So they might go out every 5 years, every 2 years, just kind of depends upon the county. Okay, so we can see information about the property here. So the next thing I did was check out the property and you can see the property lot line is right there.
Mm.
Well, did you notice something, Dwayne?
Yeah, it's right on the guy's. He
Huh?
built right on his property.
Well, supposedly this is the property, but this is what shows ownership of the land because this land is a whole different address and different lot line.
Yeah, I mean, that's no good. That's no good.
So once again, here's another county website to look at it a different way. And you can see I just put part of the names and stuff on here. The owners of this one. There's the house, though. This is what is back in this note, but supposedly that's the house. And when you go to this one, totally different person.
Talking about being close to your neighbors, huh?
Well, it's not in the land.
No, well, I
Yeah,
was making joke of it of
yeah,
talking about, yeah, it's right. It's not even in. It's not even in it. It's on the other side of it
yeah.
as well. Yeah,
So it's like, well, that's an issue.
yeah,
So how do we resolve something like that? Does that kill this deal and we just say nope, we're gonna pass? No. But we
mm,
do have to figure it out because why does the assessor's office clearly has a building on here? Okay, whoops, going back. Assessor's office, okay, with this 15J001000 clearly shows land on here. They're being taxed for the building value, but when you go to 15J1, this part of the government's going, that's not on there.
mm,
It turns out this property has two addresses. Because what they did was they changed the name of the road here.
ah,
And I
yeah,
tell people all the time properties are not bought and sold by address, they are actually bought and sold by legal description because addresses can change. Okay. So, issue number one is this property has two addresses that you could look it up, and you can look it up in Google Maps under either address. There's even paperwork in the file that says both parties are acknowledging that this property goes by two addresses, this one, and then one for the US Postal Service. And they list both of the addresses there. Okay. But that doesn't change this. According to these lot lines, it's not there. So
mm,
logically, we have to think, well, who's at fault here? So is it as simple as this land was added later on, maybe, and the county never updated it. It's possible.
Possibly. Yeah.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Or is it possible all these years they built a house on land that's not really theirs because they never got a survey? And they just thought the old lot line was here at the drive to this house back here or something, which is a whole separate lot line. Where does the land end?
I can't imagine a contractor, unless it was self-built, that didn't check all that out. You know,
Well,
the plot, the
this
survey,
house was built
the
in
trap number.
1900.
Uh, hmm. Is it that old of a house? It doesn't look like it. Oh, it could have been 1999, I guess.
1900. So let me let's do this. So the address there, 3897 Old Furnace. And I'll share the screen in just a minute here. For those just listening and not being able to see this live, if you're listening to the rebroadcast on the podcast, it's very clear. When you look at these county maps, there is a
Oh, yeah.
line, a lot line that does not include this house. This house is included in the lot next door. The parcel ID is very clear that it shows this lot without the house. Yet the appraisers has in there that it is on this land. So somewhere there's a mistake.
Mm,
All
mm,
right, so here's Google Maps, and you can see this is the road, Old Furnace Road here.
mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. It didn't drop us to the right spot, did it? Oh, no, it did not for some reason. Well, that's weird. Hmm. Oh, I put the wrong address in. That'll do it. 34. Oh, see, that's okay. I just found another. Okay.
Another uh-oh.
Yeah, so this one shows on this lot line the 38, and it's also 3439 Patterson. Um, listing, let's see here. Got to figure this out. Is the 3430. Now, let me try this real quick. Just bear with me a minute here. Where did my Google Maps go? There we are. 34. Patterson Creek. Let's see here. There we go. All right, yeah, that's moving us to the right location here. Okay, so now we're at the bend of the road, and you can see that house.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's the house there. Here's the land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Well, it
old,
looks like somebody's taking care of the land.
yeah, it's definitely being cut. Yeah, you can see the cross cuts in there. They're doing a good job,
Well,
and
it looks
that's
like it's being taken care of by the people in that house.
mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I can't drive down the Google Maps hasn't been down this side, just on this side of it. But that's the one that's um, you can see the driveway going up and all that sort of stuff. And it's got the mailboxes out there.
Hmm.
So the house exists. It goes clearly. You got the land there, and then you got the other. But again, where's the mistake? You know. So I did hear back from the buyer. Sorry, I'm the buyer. I did hear back from the seller. He goes, yes, I forgot the county map is wrong on this one. I guess that's going to make the note a lot less marketable. I don't have a modern survey, but this document from the chain of title has a description of the survey that refers to when the parcel was formed. Rocky Gap Road is now Old Furnace Road. It has about 1,000 feet of frontage on that road, not which of it shows only 145 feet on the GIS.
So can that be changed in the block and lot and site plans for the through the county?
Well, see, here's
And
the
how
other
come it
issue.
hasn't?
Here's the other issue. So I get his comment, but he said Rocky Gap Road is now Old Furnace Road, and they've got 1,000 feet of frontage on that. Well, Old Furnace Road is this road.
Well,
And
there's a
yeah, they
thousand
do
feet.
have, they've got frontage on that. I'm concerned about this Patterson Creek Village Pike. That's
Oh,
that's where
because
we're
the
coming
house is
in.
on furnace because that's on the pike on Pike.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Because that, old Furnace Road, not in question. So maybe he misspoke on that. But so again, that's a problem. Big enough where if I bought this and just left it as is and just said, I'm sure it's fine. The person's been making payments on this thing since 2022. The neighbor hasn't complained for how long? I don't know. Maybe since the 1900s. um, and everything will be fine. And it might. And you know what I tell everybody too? As long as the borrower's paying, everything is fine,
Hmm. Till they're
right?
not.
Until it's not. Or until the neighbor, a kid inherits the land next door, and he goes to the county, goes, "Wait a minute, what the heck is this?
Mm-hmm.
We own that house. We own that's on our land."
Mm-hmm.
And now he challenges that. What would a judge say? What happens if they stop paying? I go to foreclose on this, and they go, that's on our land. I'm going to have a really tough time because a judge is not in a position to interpret anything other than this is what the lot line says. So it would default to that legal description. I get it. That's what it's going to come down to is that legal description. But a real easy solve here is get a survey. Get a survey. Let a surveyor follow that legal description and see where that lands. Because I could see, you see the line coming down here? I could see where that line could continue straight over here, to that driveway or something like that. It makes sense, but it's sure not showing that way, on the county. And the county will not, well, my experience has been this. I've run into to this issue on real estate that I've owned in the past, and the county's like, we're not going to make a decision. We're not here to help you. You got to have a surveyor. I had a property here in Lake Mary, Florida, and it was a rental property that I had years ago. And I bought the lot next door as well, which was a vacant lot, and just like a half a lot, I should say. And then the neighbor passed a half a lot, had built into that lot area a basketball court and a driveway. And I got a survey that showed that was not on their property. Most of it was on mine, not theirs. And he said, "Well, I've got a survey that shows that I own that." So I went to the county going, "Can the county come out and do their own survey and tell us what the fact is?" Because I'm looking at a sunken, what do they call those, Dwayne? They put them right in the ground when they do a survey. What I'll call
Oh, you're
it,
talking about the for
they put like a metal
it's a big
post.
stake in there, so
Yeah,
it's
but it
for
sinks in the ground and it's capped off.
it's
It
for
has that little
property
rounded
line.
cap and it's
For
stamped on
property
there.
line.
U.S. survey thing. And I'm looking straight down and I'm going, I'm standing right on the thing and you're impeding on that. I don't want somebody to get hurt on that basketball court and I get sued because it's on my land.
Yeah.
And
It's a plot line.
The county was just like, I don't know, you guys got to figure it out, which is just unbelievable to me, but that's, what they're going to do. Um, in that particular case, I sold the house and I sold the lot, so that became somebody else's somebody else's problem. And that's the thing here. I don't want this to become, from this guy selling the note to me, it becomes my problem.
Yeah.
Um, because if the survey comes in and then the neighbor disputes, I mean, then where are we? I don't want to be in that situation again. To have something like that. From all those years ago. So it's a little bit of a quandary. When one part of the county says, "Oh yeah, there's land, it's on the acreage here," and then the other part's going, "Oh no, it's clearly not." So
Hmm.
something that's got to be figured out. And
It sounds like the owner really is okay with it. But what extensive research has he done to try and, resolve the situation, if any?
the note owner, nothing.
Nothing, huh?
According to what he said, he goes, "Oh yeah, I kind of forgot that the county map is wrong." Well, I can't buy on the county map is wrong.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
again, if something happens down the road, that's a big problem for me because like I said, I could even get a survey that shows I own it. And then if they're out there staking that, the neighbor hey, goes, "What's going on?" And the neighbor has a survey that shows they don't. Now I'm in some kind of legal funnel, that I don't want to be in. Um,
And that could get expensive.
yeah, I might win the case, but how much time and money is it going to cost? Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. And that's the issue here. And it just shows throughout this. I just had yesterday another client, completely different deal. And Kamika, Kamika, she is closing on this note, and it's a contract for deed. So she's getting a quitclaim deed from the seller. So the quitclaim, the seller whips up this quitclaim deed that has the address of the property, and for legal description, it says see Appendix A or something like that. Well, there's no Appendix A. And she signed it, had it notarized and everything else, and is waiting for Kamika, our client, to sign it. And I'm like, you can't sign it. You've got to have a legal description in there. I said they also don't have the who prepared the document completed. And I sent her, which is easy to do. I went to the county website and I told her, if you sign this deed, it is useless to you because it will not be recorded. I'm looking for it over here. Yeah. I said it will not be recorded. And if you
Hmm.
can't record it, does it still hold the same legal value? Well, first of all, you got to have a legal description in there. So I told her, I sent the whole thing. I said, all documents in the county, have to have original document. It's got to be dated. The name of the preparer has to be in there. This is all in the county site. It tells you everything that needs to be in there to be recorded on the quitclaim deed. New owner name and address, tax bill name and address, map and parcel, grantor grantee, conveys interest only, um, uh, property description and current deviation clauses, oath of consideration, that sort of stuff. And it had none of that. It's like, no, 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 you can't sign that. So we can't rely, if you're buying a note from somebody, you can't rely on the note seller having all the facts, whether it's boundaries or whether it's how what's the proper deed to use for conveyance, what information has to be in there, and you can't just get to a point where, "Well, I just want to get this note closed. Can I just sign this?" Because just signing it, just wait, because now the seller has their money, you have a problem, the seller's motivation has tanked because,
Hmm.
well, they got their money. So why are
Hmm.
they going to go back and notarize something? Why are they going to do all those extra steps? Your time to correct that stuff has to be before the money is transferred. It just makes sense to do that, or know what you're taking on, and you know, deal with that financially and time wise and everything else. It doesn't make sense to do it because if you know, the counties are pretty clear today. Here's what we need on every document. So it makes sense for people to do that. But this will end up being a good note once I get this figured out. I think the land, I think the house is on this land. I don't think they have done this the right way. But again, I've just got to be able to show that and make sure that I'm okay with it down the road, you know. So just little things, but because of the scratch and dent, I'll go back and negotiate this, and I'll end up, you know, making a 12% yield, something like that. And you know, there's some power in buying notes that other people just don't know how to work out, you know. So that'll be another one for the books here pretty soon, you know, next month. So moving
You're on
on.
a roll, man. You're on a roll.
Yeah, yeah. We
A
got
lot of good deals closing.
yeah, filling the pipeline, and I've got two other deals where people are correcting some minor mistakes on there, and then they're coming back to me on some things. So those will all be coming before the end of the year, you know.
That's
So
awesome.
again, plenty of inventory out there, but it may not be perfect. So if your knowledge level is you just know how to work with notes that have everything, you know, all put together, and you're just dealing with bank or institutionally oriented loans, you know, you're missing out on some other really good opportunities. If you just expand your knowledge base a little bit, yeah, it's amazing how much opportunity you start to see, you know.
Love it.
Yeah. And I'll bring
Good
that back
stuff.
to my hat, you know, the lucky, you know, the intersection of opportunity and preparedness, you know. So if you're prepared, you do see opportunity. Some people wouldn't see an opportunity in this one. I do. It just has to be worked out. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Cool. Excelente. We still got the free video series available, folks. So go check it out at kevinshortell.com or learn.kevinshortell.com. You can get those free videos on there. It's very easy now to see where you get those videos. And we just ask you to fill out a quick survey, by the way. It's how it works. So we get a little information from you in exchange for giving you a four-part video series that we easily could be charging hundreds of dollars
Uh,
for. It's really good quality, and
Great stuff.
we're giving that to you for free. We just want you to answer a few questions on the survey, and how many questions are on that survey, Dwayne?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 questions. All right, so it takes you less than 10 minutes, you know, maybe 5 minutes to
Absolutely.
fill that survey out. Get that to us so we can gather a little bit.
And it's to their benefit. They're able to ask questions for free,
Yeah,
get something in return, and let us help you out with your questions and give you a better understanding of not only what we do, but also maybe you're doing something wrong that you're stuck with that we can help you. I mean, it's free information, free consultation, and it could really save you a bunch of money.
yep, you're right. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed that, everybody, and happy note hunting out there. And again, if we can help you in any way, let us know. We do the personal mentoring and everything to guide you all through this process. So little mistakes, little errors like this that I point out, you know, to you on this stuff, I'll be right by your side working you through that. So you don't have to learn by trial and error,
Valuable
getting
stuff.
some bad deals. So we'll keep you safe. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for sharing with the friend. I do appreciate that as well. And go ahead and put some comments on there. I appreciate that also. So until next week, Dwayne, thanks for being on as usual, and we'll talk to you all soon.
See ya.